testing for the World Championships, and it looks like he already has attempted to send me a request. So let's hop right into it. JW and I have been testing partners for what feels like a very long time now. We have tested for many World Championships together, and this one is no different. We have grinded lots of games trying to figure out our plays. We both have our invite to the World Championships, so stoked about that. I'm going to drop some... Oh, did I not? I did change that. Oh, no, change that. Oh, yeah, I'm not streaming with Brady Bonner. Streaming with Flex Daddy Righteous. So, if you are able, make sure to go give Flex Daddy Righteous a follow. Okay. It's JW, good friend of mine. Just attended his wedding a couple months ago here. I'm starting things off with Blacephalon, and the reason why I'm getting so many games in with Blacephalon is because our numbers for Blacephalon in our testing group have not been like super up to par. So it's like I suspect that this deck is capable of more than it has been showing. It looks like JW has Garchomp and Giratina GX with Malamar. I know JW, from talking with him, is a big believer in this deck. He thinks this deck is a ton of fun to play and very good, and I'd have to agree. We were kind of spitballing about our final inclusions in that list and what they should be. We kind of got it narrowed down to what we think the final, 5 or so cards should be. We pretty much are in agreement that the deck should not be playing custom catcher. Like, we don't play custom catcher. You just want to trade with whatever's in front of you. One of the best parts about the list is that you get to play Giratina from Lost Thunder and Spell Tag, and you can just put pressure on the opponent that way. So, starting things off here, looks like we do have Persian in the deck, a few Blacephalons, some Dedennes, pretty standard fare. It's all good. Could poison this thing, 2 damage ticks, and we would be able to KO it with less energy. So I think that putting an energy there is fine, but I would rather put it on a Blacephalon, to be honest. Yeah, we'll just put it there. It's fine. Probably not going in for a big turn 2 knockout with a Blacephalon. Let's just be truthful, and then we can Heat Factory and just draw more cards. I'm fine with that. Got a big Lillie turn, it looks like, coming up ahead, but that is that's more or less fine. JW having a tag team Pokemon in play is pretty much best case scenario for me as a Blacephalon player, because we're going to want to take 3 prizes there and use that to our advantage coming down the line. We're going to just try and take that 3 prizer and then hopefully clean up 3 other prizes reasonably. Can get in there and Burst GX. The Burst GX will actually be very meaningful in this matchup because it's a way for me to take a prize without actually having to get 3 energy in the Lost Zone to KO a Giratina, something that we have to consider for sure. So that's what we got this morning. Me and JW testing for Worlds. I'm just waking up, guys. So that's what's up. Hopefully you guys are having a good one so far. Those of you guys that are at work, at home chilling, so on and so forth. I found this very funny fake the other day. It's over here. This Clefairy. And it's like one of the best fakes I've ever seen. It just looks very good. But that hollow pattern is not real. That's the funniest thing about it. It's printed on. You could tell there is no, it doesn't change, right? The hollow pattern is printed. Otherwise, though, the fake looks great. Like that back, that's one of the best backs I think I've ever seen from a fake Pokemon card. Just extraordinarily impressed there. I could probably switch to the face cam real quick. Yeah, I see it real quick. Yeah, that's just like a good back. But the front, yeah, you could tell the hollow pattern, right, is just not real, unfortunately. Looks like JW is getting the turn 2 attack here with his Garchomp and Giratina Tag Team GX. Going to do 160 damage to our poor Poipole. Fortunately for me, JW was not able to cook up a way to get... Yo, what's up, Sir Cottontail? Thank you so much, Sir Cottontail, for the support with that Twitch Prime sub. You rock, dude. All right. Does not feel like the time to Dedenne yet. I think that this is probably high time to burst GX. Seems fine. I just don't want to get rid of these 2 B strings. That seems so bad. And a custom catcher. I would really like to just draw more cards here. So, I mean, Lillie is starting to feel kind of bad in Blacephalon, if I have to say, because you just get these big hands, and then you have a hard time kind of drawing cards with them. Definitely putting an energy here. I could Viridian and fail it. And Lillie for 1. That seems really tough. That or we're just Dedenning the whole thing. JW's got a board positions completely set up. We could Bursting Burn, which is fine, but I think I'd rather just burst GX and take the prize. Like, JW can't really Calamitous Slash me for knockout, so it doesn't really matter. Let's Viridian that. Take a look at the deck. We've got 2 more B strings in the deck. I think it might be correct to just Dedenne here. It just feels so bad. I mean, I really want to continue to set up more stuff. 4 energy in the discard pile. I could get a 5th energy in the discard pile. Let's just go. I think it's game time. I'm down to do it. All right. That's like not so bad at all. We have this. I can actually Welder to the Blacephalon, and we could attack this turn. If I use the Mysterious Treasure and get a second Poipole into play, we're doing 200. So that's not quite enough to knock this thing out. It does still feel like a Burst GX turn, but we are kind of moving though, so that does feel good. I think I'm confident just using Welder this turn. Just going to draw a bigger hand. Yep, put that onto the Blacephalon. Cool. And then I can Mysterious Treasure away the Lillie, get 2 Naganadels, and then I have the Persian ready to go. So I do like this. The Viridian kind of ensures that I am going to be able to get an energy guaranteed next turn as well. Blacephalon just loves that stadium. And with this further setup, I feel more confident in my ability to respond to a crazy KO. Even if I am down 2 B strings now. I think I'm in like a way better spot because I have both Naganadels. I have the Ditto. We can get Persian into play. I have Cynthia's in my hand. I feel much stronger, much more confident going into this next turn. I know that JW's deck has no real way to deal with my Blacephalon other than just discarding it. I mean, he could GG end it, which is, would be a bummer, but if he does GG end my Blacephalon, sure, I guess. Like, it's not really advancing the board state at all. He's just discarding one of my Pokemon. I do think that he may decide to do that. The energy is not a big deal. I can always just charge those back up with my Naganadels. I will be able to set up Persian, and then I could maybe Welder, but I want to find another Blacephalon. It's kind of like my big hold up right now. What's up, Tanish? Welcome, 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 Tanish. Thanks for being here, man. But I think that we do need to play with the supporters potentially in Blacephalon a little bit. The 4 Lillie, 4 Cynthia. I'm not sure if it's cutting it in the same way that it used to. The deck is not, doesn't have those 2 Let Loose Marshadow, and I think that that's just like a big thing that the list is missing, right? The Let Loose Marshadow being able to just shuffle, redraw your hand. If you get into a hand that's like really big and awkward with Lillie, you could have always just let loose out of that hand and then maybe found a Lillie and draw more cards. But now, without that being an option, you definitely clunk up a little bit. Goom! What's up, Goom? Thank you so much for that Twitch Prime sub, and everybody who's remembered the Twitch Primes this month. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much to everybody who subbed up to the channel, helped us hit our sub goal, and that new Squirtle Squad emote. Y'all rock. I appreciate it. We've got a really exciting week ahead this week. We're streaming with Azul at noon on Thursday and Friday, which is going to be super cool because we're both Twitch partners, which means that we could do the squad streaming. J-Car with 500 bits. Thank you so much. J-Car hitting the top of that leaderboard. J-Car, he was number 1. Oh, hitting the Ditto. All right, that's fair. So Persian GX not coming into play this turn. But we should be able to just knock this out pretty easily. JW says he prized both Tina. You hate to see it. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4. I've got 4 energy in the discard pile, 3 energy in the discard pile right now. I think just Viridian Welder kind of seems good. But if I do that, I mean, he's loading up this Marshadow Machamp. He could Acme of Heroism GX, my Blacephalon. That's kind of what I think he's going to do. In which case, I don't necessarily want to waste my Welder. So now that I'm kind of, done with my Viridian, I'm like, I shouldn't have done that. Kind of want to save the Welder for a potential Blacephalon. I have the knockout on this thing no matter what. He is down to 4 prizes, though. So I could probably... I need to play something that would allow me to hit B-strings. So I don't think I am going to Welder here. I need to hit a Blacephalon, and I need to hit B-strings on this turn. So I think we're just going to Cynthia instead. Now that I think that through. We did fortunately hit it. So that was like kind of a crazy snag for us there. We've got the Blacephalon, we got the B-string. That's exactly what we needed in order to pull this game off. And now that we kind of have that established, I should be in the clear for this game. You can just mind blown for a ridiculous amount. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, we're doing 300 damage there. We gotta assume that this thing's going down. So I want to just get all the energy off that active. That's fine. And here are some more codes in the chat. I got a whole sheet of them, so I'm just going to be giving those away throughout the stream. Appreciate all the support, guys. We've got Pokémon Communication, double custom catcher. Okay. This is pretty good here. We still have 1 energy in the discard pile. That's fine. Viridian actually is like exactly what I want to see because it's going to get a 2nd energy in the discard pile from me. But we know that JW is probably going to use Acme of Heroism GX here. If he uses Acme of Heroism GX, I will not be able to KO it, which is super a bummer. But I will be able to maybe Bursting Burn, probably, to try and disrupt him a little bit. And then I have double custom catcher for game next turn, which is probably going to be our route going forward. If he does use this Acme of Heroism GX, which I expect him to do, we'll just confuse, burn, wait for him, see if he's got a switch. If he doesn't have a switch, then we just, we're going to be able to custom catcher it up if he's got retreat, if that's his way out of this. I'm not exactly sure. Actually, if he just benches this Dedenne, then, oh yeah, now we just win the game. I don't know if he's got a reset stamp, but he definitely needs to find a reset stamp in order to pull this one out. Suppose, this is all assuming that he knocks out my active Blacephalon GX, which he might just not do also. It's a possibility that I just have more turns to get this play set up because Blacephalon just stays there in the active. I discarded or lost zoned both my fire energy off the active, meaning that I'd have to double attach that or hit my Welder. Yeah, I could just promote a Naganadel and hit into it. Riley, that's true. Makes the most sense. I mean, he's got custom catchers. I don't think he actually has a way to knock out my Blacephalon in one hit in this deck without damage on it. I obviously wouldn't promote, like, I will not promote this Blacephalon if it's got 10 damage on it. But I guess you never want to take a chance. Like, I don't know the cards that he plays. If he plays, like, a something that could one-hit KO a Blacephalon, then yeah. But we've just got double custom catcher on that Dedenne. So this is going to be game. And we'll go on to game 2. I've not been super impressed by this marshadow and machamp yet, I have to say. It hasn't actually done anything. It's been cute like every time that I've seen it. But in our Pikarom matches, the Acme of Heroism GX, or you know, the Revenge never knocked out a Pikarom. It never really did what it was promising to do in that matchup. It just kind of felt bad, right? Kind of felt bad. I mean, because it seems so busted. You're like, obviously, 2 energy, knock out a Pikarom. The GX attack is pretty good in a format without custom, you know, well, without reliable gust options, I'll call it. You do only have custom catcher as your gust option. So it seems good. But I think it's just a little bit underwhelming, slightly underpowered. Thank goodness JW ended up going first, because to be honest, I wasn't thinking about it. Vapor Panda, my original list for Blacephalon did actually play Ninetales. We had the Ninetales in there at first, but the more that we were playing with it, we realized you never actually have 2 fire in your hand that you don't plan on putting somewhere. You either are going to Welder those 2 fire into play, or you're going to discard them to recharge with Naganadel. I mean, I guess, like, yeah, you discard them with Ninetales and charge them back up with Naganadel. It just never really worked out. I mean, and then setting up the Ninetales and having to set up the Persian GX was just doing too much. So I think that, all in all, we decided it was better just to play the custom catchers, because the custom catchers are also draw. In a pinch, they will draw you cards. So you gotta love that. Now, something that Blacephalon, I think, desperately wants, it's unfortunate because we have to play, I mean, we are playing Ultra Space to go get our Blacephalons, but I think, and our Naganadels, but I think you could just play the Giant Earth, and the Giant Earth would be really good in this deck. There's a lot of times where you just want to get the energy, you know, into the discard pile out of your hand, but you also want to get energy out of the deck. I mean, Viridian is just so strong for this deck. I'm absolutely loving being able to use this Viridian in order to churn through the energy in my deck. Having the Giant Earth would be phenomenal, but it's tough because the Giant Earth is competing with Ultra Space. It's like, do you want the energy or do you want to set up? Obviously, setting up is kind of peak importance as well, so there's just like a lot going on here, and it's tough to choose. I think if you threw a couple Cherish Balls into the deck, Cherish Ball would be really good. Cherish Ball can get Dedenne, it can get your Blacephalons, it can get your Persian GX as well. Here's some more codes, just dropping those in the chat. Thank you guys so much for being here. There's a lot of stuff that Cherish Ball would be good for in Blacephalon, and would kind of replace the need for the Ultra Space. And then once you do that, you could probably play Giant Earth, and once you play Giant Earth, then you can justify playing more Welders. I only got 2 Welder in this list right now. I think 3 or 4 feels really strong, but I tried a list with 4, and I never had the energy in my hand to make it work. So I think that if you're going to play 4 Welder, you need to play some Giant Earths or something like that. Well. This looks like it could be a turn 1 Welder hand. I think that's just what we're going to do. Getting this Lillie out of here. We don't need it. Viridian first. And then we have Welder, which is great. And then Mysterious Treasure Ultra Space will guarantee me at least 2 Poipoles this turn, so I love that. I think we Welder before anything, though, because we want to increase our odds of drawing into a Poipole naturally. It was all good except for the fact that we missed the Fire Energy attachment for turn. I think I could have, obviously attached it with Viridian, but I liked getting it into the discard pile better. Benching Blacephalon feels kind of bad because we're just in this spot where it's like, we bench the Blacephalon, it takes damage. I hate to see it. Probably just start, honestly, getting rid of some stuff. Bench the Poipole, Ultra Space, get another Poipole, save the... we just take the knockout. Mind blown, lost zone 1. I think that gives the highest chance of JW actually missing an attack next turn. And we're not going to worry about benching this Blacephalon yet. So we're just going to do that for 100 damage and go from there. Seems good. Hey man asking, why aren't you playing the Dragon Naganadel? That version of the deck feels even clunkier to me, to be honest. I think the straightforward Psychic Naganadel is the best way to build the deck, in my opinion. I know people disagree. I know Azul has his own build of the deck. I tried it. I don't really like it, in my opinion. I'd rather play custom catchers. I'd rather play Persian GX, the catwalk ability, just being able to search out 2 cards from the deck, any 2 cards that you want when a Pokemon goes down. I think that's just my favorite way to play it. Very straightforward, very streamlined. I think you could streamline this deck even more. You just want it to be as kind of simple as possible. Right now I'm thinking that the Lillies are starting to feel underwhelming to me, so I'm looking for ways to potentially replace the Lillies in this deck because they're just not that impressive anymore. I mean, especially without Let Loose. It used to be like you'd let loose into Lillie, right? And that was insane. But without that, it's just not nearly as good. So JW did miss the attack there. I like Erica a lot. My problem with Erica is that it's bad versus Charizard. That's my only beef. Erica is literally amazing versus everything else. So it's certainly something to think about. We've got double Naganadel here. That's fantastic. Cynthia as well. Copycat's not the worst option, though. Can get behind that. I think here I am just going to bench that other Blacephalon so that I don't get punished. And with this hand, I'm kind of cool just chilling. I don't really need a Mysterious Treasure for anything. I only have 2 Naganadels in the deck. I mean, I suppose if I start taking prizes, maybe we find a third, but at this point, I kind of just keep the hand. Fine with that. Need to charge up. Let's not forget. And this turn, I think, is just going to be... I don't know. We put ourselves in a really strong spot if we actually just knock out the Inkay. Could be a Burst GX turn, but knocking out the Inkay does really put a lot of pressure on JW. I just hate having to get rid of 2 energy to do that. It's probably fine. We just keep the pressure up. You know, JW hates to see his Inkays go down like this. You have a very limited amount of Pokemon like that in the deck. No Rescue Stretcher. Losing the Jirachi helped it so that he missed the attack there, which is great for me. Viridian coming into play again. I kind of love that. Like, I love the Ultra Space on my turn, but then once I get my Pokemon out, I really just want it to be Viridian or Heat Factory. Will I play Whimsicott today? I don't know, chat. Will I play Whimsicott today? Do you want me to play Whimsicott today? The other day I was a little bit defeated because Whimsicott lost so poorly to Charizard. And then it also lost to Pikarom. When Whimsicott lost to Charizard and Pikarom, I was like, man, those are like two of the best, like, I would say those are two of the top 3 decks. And when your favorite fairy deck loses to 2 of the top 3 decks, feels bad. Any chance for Slowduck? I don't know, chat. You got a Slowduck build you guys like? Is there a good Slowduck list? I'm not going to lie, I have not invested much time into Slowduck. And by much time, I mean 0. I have invested 0 time into Slowduck. That's because I don't think it's good. But, I mean, that doesn't mean we don't have to play it. Let's see what we got here. All right, Giratina in the active. Finally got an attack off. We could just knock this thing out. He's got another Giratina on the way. That's fine. We're kind of just chugging along here. Still ahead on the prize trade, which is great. I think it's time to just Welder to another Pokemon. Let's just get rid of the mysterious treasure. Seems fine. Get another fire energy and we'll double Welder. Keep our hand. We just want to grow our hand size at this point. Don't love this thing having 10 damage on it, but I also don't want to just offer up a clean. I am realizing that I could put myself in a situation where I don't actually knock this out. Yeah, we drew into it, so that's good, but I might just burst GX and kind of keep my energy here, because I don't actually want to waste any energy on this Giratina if I don't have to, so I feel like I'm just going to burst GX and kind of just start hoarding my energy. Here, I can Pokecom, I like that. We're going to trade the Dedenne in the deck for a Meowth so that we can set up that Persian. Choosing Meowth over Ditto so that it doesn't get sniped with the Garchomp Tina Tag Team GX or something like that. Just burst GX. Cool. There goes my Naganadel. Yeah. So we're only setting up 2 of those this game. That seems about right though, so that is fine. Oh yes, Tanisha. Oh, thank you so much. Yes, Shirley. Now that Ninja is gone, finally I have no competition on Twitch anymore. That's right, guys. Make sure to pop in on JW's channel as well. He is streaming as Flex Daddy Righteous. If you want to see the other side of the match, go give his channel a follow. Flex Daddy Righteous on Twitch. Big shout out to JW for streaming with me this morning. It's definitely a pleasure to be streaming with him. So this is the Garchomp Giratina deck, kind of starting a more optimal strategy, I would say, against Blacephalon. He really wants to just lead Giratinas from Lost Thunder here. He does not want to give me options to knock out tag team Pokemon. That makes it very easy for me to win when he does that. So we're going to try and custom catcher around this spell tag, because we can't really let the spell tags hit my Giratinas or hit my Blacephalons. We have a fresh Blacephalon here, so I think I would rather, yeah, definitely just do that. Let's B-string once. I think we're going to put that energy there. Oh, I'm on my 3-prize turn. We're turning point. Let's go. We're definitely going to do that. That's fine. And then I feel like I actually just Viridian away this Cynthia. Get ourselves an energy. Attach that wherever we want. I always forget. We'll Lillie for 5. Well, well, well. Isn't that nice? Got the Persian GX. JW with the little advertisement there. Yes, JW. I am advertising for you. Don't you worry. Don't you worry, friend. We could just turning point into this thing, to be honest, and then custom catcher each of the next couple of turns. I'll catwalk. We'll get these out of the deck. I get reset stamp as well. It's kind of going to be helpful for the next couple of turns. So I think I am just going to double custom catcher. I want to avoid the... I definitely want to avoid the spell tag. Just try to keep my dudes fresh. You feel me? And then I got pretty much everything I need coming down the line to just win this game. We were able to just stack our deck with, or stack our hand with the Persian GX using Naganadel. We know that this deck does not play any custom catchers, so at this point, I mean, what more do we need? This is actually the perfect setup. Using Persian GX, you just handpick exactly what you want out of your deck. And we were able to get out the gates faster than JW in all of these games. Mr. Squeezle, thank you so much. 5 months on board, just 1 month away from that new sub badge. Keep up the great content and good luck at Worlds, Mahone. Thank you so much, Mr. Squeezle, there for the kind and encouraging words. Much appreciated, as always. All right, so that Naganadel hits the bin. I'm not concerned. We have ourselves another Naganadel, and I could just go in with this one. Double custom catcher up something else. Got to charge up. I can reset stamp JW to just a few cards. Viridian that away. And we know that there's no way JW can pull out of this. We just reset stamp him to 3, custom catcher up, like another Malamar, to be honest. Just bring that up and turning point it. And then we can also still Beast Ring. I mean, there's really nothing stopping us from being able to just mind blown whatever we want for knockout next turn. I mean, I guess there is the Acme of Heroism, right? If JW somehow is able to pull off an Acme of Heroism, I am down both of my custom catchers this game. But I don't think that's going to be what we see here. I think Blacephalon was able to just kind of route this matchup perfectly. 2-0. Oh, thanks, JW. All right, so 2-0. Blacephalon starting off there against the Garchomp and Giratina deck. That is that's big. I think we didn't know that Blacephalon would beat that matchup like that. So and that was interesting for us to see. 2-0. I mean, that was pretty convincing. Looked like Garchomp and Giratina didn't really stand a chance. I have, throughout my last month or two, really considered Blacephalon to be a top 3 deck in standard format. I think when it sets up, it just does exactly what it needs to do. It's very simple, straightforward. It can blow up tag teams. It can trade with non-GX decks pretty decently as well. It's just a deck that lost nothing in our standard rotation. We'd have to build Dark Box